A growing AI company in Silicon Valley with over 25 years of experience in technology, business and product management, and he is a very well-known expert in artificial intelligence, machine learning and cloud computing. And he has been a director at Oracle and also at Microsoft, so you can talk about the huge companies and those who are growing to be huge, yours. Rahul Karat is the head of, what do you think about the why? Why should developing countries hear about AI and not hear more about the other projects?
Thank you so much, Robert. And before I touch upon the topic, I must really compliment organizers to bring all the global thought leaders among the United Nations Forum. And this topic is so touching to my heart because I come from the background of a small town in India, born and raised in India, but studied outside India, and then worked all my life in the Middle East, Australia, and the United States for the last 20 years, and primarily with major leaders like Microsoft and Oracle. So I have grown with the leading companies and I've seen the evolution of technology. And now at this juncture, I see that how this technology is going to bridge the gap. So my body of knowledge while I was researching got published way back 10 years in 2014, and I wrote the thesis on creating the business agility, how convergence of cloud, social, mobile, video, and big data enables competitive advantage. That opened the eyes of many thought leaders in the business, how they can leverage all these 5 tornadoes of technology for their advantage. But I did not stop there. My final thesis was on predictable business, harnessing artificial intelligence and deep learning. That means business creates jobs, and jobs are across developing nations or developed nations. Jobs is in the US, jobs in Europe, jobs in the Middle East, jobs in India. Now think about how the technology is going to be leveraged to sustain and survive in the business. So our body of knowledge, the company which I am running currently, I'm very responsible to see that I'm serving entire nations with this technology to empower the business leaders across the globe. I'm not distinguishing business leaders coming in one specific word, but to see how they can run the business more effectively and preempt before disaster occurs. Somebody talked about company failing. Somebody talked about jobs are getting lost. How can we preempt before that happens? COVID came as a surprise to all of us. How can we preempt that we are prepared and we can take corrective measures and action so that we are not getting challenged by that? So now 5 forces now coming to AI is helping business owners to take predictive and prescriptive actions. So the Centriqe is built the model to help the business owners to take corrective actions. Now think about business owners should not learn large language model. They should not even learn a small language model. They should not even learn what we call RAG.
And retain AI talent based on your experience. I mean, how to encourage people to go back to development.
Very interesting paradigm shift, and as I see it, most of the developed nations are really struggling to contain the cost of development and engineering, and we are all looking at resources from across the global reach. So wherever the talent is available, it's reachable, and it can be built and it can be used very, very constructively. Could be in Asia, could be in Africa, could be across the globe. So we are not distinguishing where are the resources available. We are pointing out where are they available, where the center of excellence can be developed, and how can we leverage to that advantage. Before, it was not so easy, but the cloud computing has enabled us to do it. And we are able to provide the infrastructure access in cloud. And it can be managed. Our entire development team is distributed. My VP infrastructure is in Germany. My development resources in Hyderabad, and my entire management team is in Silicon Valley in the US. And look what innovation we are bringing. 2 primary framework. One is Profit Edge framework, which is empowering, enabling the business owners to manage their revenue, predictive, and with the prescriptive guidance given by our system. That means before you run into losses, there are guidance given. Take actions and you'll be able to manage your improved revenue. Contain the cost of operation, that is one profited framework, can be executed with small language model, with RAG framework which we have embedded with it. RAG framework entails us, or rather empowers us, like retrieval, augmented, and that is what I'm evangelizing across the world. Please be aware, there is a technology coming out which will empower the world, including developing countries. There is a good use of AI which we are building in the hands of good people, in the hands of business people to leverage the power of AI. And all three technologies which I talked about is available. We are using the technology power, recruiting the people across the world. No distinction at all. Technology is enabling us to recruit, empower, train, and build the technology for the world.
And to sum it up, so I understood that your approach to this question is that you don't drag people from the developing countries to Silicon Valley or wherever, but to encourage them to stay where they are, learn, work, earn money, and contribute to the economy locally. So that would be sort of the one part of the solution.
And that is the scenario currently. Most of the development at Oracle, Microsoft, IBM, or all this development community is coming from Asia, or Africa, or Central Eastern Europe. And these people are getting the wages and the compensation equivalent to what the US compensations are. So suddenly the standard of living has gone up and the quality of life has gone up. That is the power of technologies giving to the developing countries.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.